Welcome back to the deep dive. So today, we're digging into a product I'm sure a lot of you have seen in your ads lately. It's everywhere.
Oh, you mean the Arovya Boatkin bag?
That's the one. It has that very specific look, you know? The clean photos, this rugged canvas, premium stitching.
Right. It's screaming heritage craftsmanship, but, without that super high luxury price. It's very tempting.
It is. And that's our mission today. We're doing a deep dive into a review that pulled together a ton of consumer complaints and also some independent trust scores.
Yeah, from places like Scam Advisor and Scam Doc to really figure out if the reality matches the marketing.
Okay, let's just jump right in them because while the ads look great, the store itself, Arovia, has a pretty low rating.
A real low rating.
Yeah.
And the consistency of the complaints is, I think, the first massive red flag for anyone looking to buy this.
So what's the core problem people are running into?
It's this huge physical disconnect. Customers repeatedly said they ordered this beautiful, sturdy bag.
The one from the pictures?
Exactly. And what showed up at their door felt cheap. Or the color was, and this is a direct quote, completely different.
Wow, so it's a total bait and switch.
It really seems to be.
And I imagine most shoppers would just say, okay, I'll return it. But that's where the real problems begin, right?
That's it. The source material we analyzed is just full of people saying they struggle to get a refund. Or they'd get these incredibly slow, unhelpful replies from customer service.
Which is so frustrating.
And that failure to resolve anything is what connects this all to the bigger corporate picture. When you look at the technical evidence, all those customer complaints suddenly make a lot more sense.
Okay, so this isn't just bad quality control. You're saying it's structural.
I am. Scam Advisor, for example, gives the whole site a low trust score, and they list out these really specific reasons why.
Like what kind of reasons?
Well, the domain is very new. The owner's details are completely hidden. There's just a fundamental lack of transparency.
Right. All the classic signs of a quick pop-up shop, not some long-standing heritage brand.
Precisely. These are stores that can appear very quickly, spend a lot on ads, but they often have zero infrastructure for long-term support.
And I'm guessing ScamDoc found similar issues.
Yep, they reinforce that exact picture. A poor trust score, again citing the new domain and the fact that the company's identity isn't verified. The technical side and the customer service failures just align perfectly.
So let's put this all together for someone listening right now, maybe even staring at that ad for the Boatkin bag. What does this all mean for them?
I think the summary is this. The bag might actually arrive at your house.
Okay.
But the chances of it looking or feeling like that premium bag in the photos are, frankly, quite low.
Yeah.
And if anything is wrong with it, getting it resolved is going to be a very high-risk, complicated process.
So that brings us to the most important, actionable piece of advice from our sources. If you're still tempted, if you still want to try it.
You have to use a secure payment method. It is non-negotiable.
So you're talking about a credit card or PayPal, something with buyer protection.
Exactly. That's your safety net. It gives you the option to dispute the purchase if the product you get is nothing like what was advertised. It might be your only way to get your money back.
You know, this all just raises an important question. How often are those heritage craftsmanship vibes we see online really just a mask for hidden ownership and a quick pop-up shop?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about the next time a beautiful, rugged canvas bag pops up in your feed, claiming a history that might not even be 6 months old. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.